There is a line between a fairy tale and a horror story. Most people assume it is obvious.
But it isn't. Because sometimes the monster is not a dragon. It is not a witch. It is not even something you would recognize walking past it in the street. Sometimes it is just a man holding a key. Bluebeard gives his new wife the full run of his castle, handing her every key he owns, with a single rule: one door stays locked. Curiosity breaks her, and she opens it. The floor inside is soaked in blood, and the butchered bodies of his previous wives hang from the walls. Here is what should terrify you more than the image itself. Bluebeard was likely based on a real man, Gilles de Rais, a 15th century French marshal who once fought alongside Joan of Arc, retreated to his own castle afterward, and became one of history's most prolific documented serial killers. He ritually tortured and murdered over 140 peasant children. The fairy tale had a face, a name, and a staggering body count. The brothers Grimm's The Juniper Tree never made it to a Disney screen, and for very good reason. A jealous stepmother slams a heavy trunk lid down onto her stepson's neck and decapitates him. To hide the evidence, she butchers his body, cooks it into a stew, and serves it to his own father for dinner. He eats it without ever knowing the truth. The story does not apologize for this. It uses it as the foundation for everything that follows, the same way you use a stone to build a wall.
Eastern Europe gave the world Baba Yaga. She lives in a hut that sits on chicken legs, surrounded by a fence made of human bones. She is not a villain with a redemption arc waiting at the end. She is a force of nature, just as likely to devour a wandering child as she is to help one. Whether you leave her hut alive has nothing to do with virtue. It has everything to do with chance. Hans Christian Andersen's The Red Shoes is a psychological thriller about vanity. A girl becomes so consumed by a pair of red shoes that they fuse to her feet and refuse to stop moving. They force her to dance day and night, without rest, without sleep, and without mercy. Dying and desperate, she begs the town executioner to amputate her feet with an axe, and he does. The severed feet, shoes still on, dance away into the dark forest without her, while she barely survives. But the goose girl does not end that cleanly. A treacherous servant is stripped naked, sealed inside a barrel lined with inward-facing iron nails, and dragged through the streets until dead. She is not merely executed, but dragged. If a real serial killer inspired Bluebeard, what happens when an entire fairy tale turns out to be an actual unsolved missing persons case? In the next video, 130 children vanish from a German town in a single day, and the town's own historical records confirm it happened. That one is not folklore. That one is a cold case that has been open for 700 years.